Little guy got stuck in my coffee cup a few minutes ago. First he was in my juice cup, and I had to dump him into the coffee cup. He deserves to live. Yeah, but I made him climb out. He had to work a little bit. I couldn't just save him. He had to like pull himself up by his bootstraps and try to get out of there. Poor little guy. I should have just saved him instead of making him try to climb up on my finger and rescue himself. That's sort of like how I feel about the mental health care system. We need to help people, not make them help themselves while they're in crisis. Don't make them climb up out of that coffee cup. They're drowning. They need help. They don't need to be pushed back under with psychotropic, brain disabling neurotoxins that are going to hurt them. It's a sad, sad situation. This is my mental health history. That's what I've been through in the last, since 1999, 2022, in the last 23 years or so. I have been through hell. I was drowning in a coffee cup, just like this little fly. Yeah, maybe I used some substances like psilocybin and marijuana. Just like that fly, I was drawn to the sugar and I found myself drowning. The people who pulled me out didn't help. They pushed me back under many times. Very many times. Oh, he flew away. He made it. His wings dried and he made it. He made it out of my house, probably out the front door where he should have been, but I'm a silly person. I like to leave my door open. Anyway, that was one that was saved. I feel better. Saved a life today. Been meaning to go through my history here since I wrote it down on this one sheet of 23 years of my life of psych ward stays, hospitalizations, the date it happened, the hospital I went to, the substances and prescription drugs I was on, and notes of trauma and things that were happening worldwide, personal and collective trauma. This is very extensive, but it's not even a drop compared to the amount of information I want to add to this when I can get some help to scan my diaries and my dream journals. There's a lot of information about what was going on psychologically, socially, community-wise, financially, education-wise. I went to 2 colleges during this time. I got 2 college degrees. I had 12 years at a job that was really good. The Lansing State Journal. I was a team leader, graphic design, and advertising. And I've had a lot of problems in my life. And this is summing it up. And I don't know if I can read it while I'm videotaping it. let's see, 10/6/1999 to 10/15/1999. So what was going on in 1999? Columbine tragedy. That was terrible. Today I just found out that my friend Craig Nicola died in 1999. I was fighting with my significant other about many things that had to do with feminine and masculine archetypal energies. And I was also doing the psychedelic experience on psilocybin, reading that and following its instructions to attain enlightenment while on psilocybin. So that was my first episode. I ended up in Marquette after my boyfriend was distressed for 2 weeks trying to, maybe it was only a week at that time. I don't know. I was out of my mind. I couldn't sleep. No sleep. I was using THC, psilocybin, LSD, alcohol, and cigarettes. And no sleep. Well, they gave me Depakote in the hospital. So I wasn't on Depakote before this episode. I'll have to make a note of that. Depakote was given afterward. The prescription, the diagnosis was bipolar, and that was in 1999 October. 5/19/02. So fast forward 2.5 years, looks like. And that was the second episode. And let's see what was going on in the world at that time. Oh, I was working on graphic design, and I was a graphic designer, or learning how to be a graphic designer. And at that point, I should put my job history in here as well. At that point, in 2002, I'm not sure if I was, well, I was done with college in 97 from University of Michigan with my bachelor's in sociology in 97. And then 3 years later would have been 2000. So I finished my graphic design degree in 2000. At this time, I must have been employed at Polo Imaging. Yes, I remember now. It was terrible. I was working at Mongolian Barbecue and Polo Imaging in Okemos, Michigan. And I was using lots of THC, alcohol, and cigarettes. And I was also on Depakote and I believe Risperidol at that time, but I'm not positive. I don't really have good notes about my medications. There again, it's in my diaries. Exactly what I was on and when I was on it. I have tons of information that I need help to put together. If you can donate $1 a month to my Patreon account, that money's going to go towards putting my records together, first of all, and getting them ready for some sort of lawsuit, because I believe that I have been iatrogenically harmed by these drugs, and I'm continuing to be harmed. I am being force drugged by the state of Michigan, and the federal government is endorsing the state of Michigan's laws about assisted outpatient treatment, in which I declare with the United Nations is torture. This has been a torturous, horrific, hellish experience, being on a forced court order to take drugs that are neurotoxic, that disable my brain and cause me to lose cognition, memory, all sorts of problems that I'm having now. Humongous weight gain, lethargy, sleeping 14-hour nights. My life is a zombie-fied vision of hell. And it's because of the mental health system. This is the mental health system as far as I'm concerned. Half of this, I was not treated badly. Half of this, or more than half, I was treated pretty good in the hospitals. I didn't experience any force because I wasn't refusing to take their medications, quote unquote, brain disabling psychotropic neurotoxins. So Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to get through all this right now. I think I'll have to take a break and keep this short and go through this a little bit by a little bit in a different video. I was mainly concentrating on that poor fly and making sure it lived. And that's what we need to do. Look around at the people around you. Is anybody being killed or hurt in any way? I am. Please protest forced psychiatric drugging. Please join the CSX movement, consumers, survivors, and ex-patients of psychiatry. My name is Jill Susan Kesty, and I run Coalition to End Forced Psychiatric Drugging on Facebook. Please help me. Do whatever you can. Contact your senators, your leaders, your congressmen, your media, your editor. I don't care who. Just please talk about this situation and help if you can in any way to make it better. Thank you.